Maybe I'll start with sharing with you about what I was thinking about Death Stranding. I want to start by telling you about how I avoiding this game for 3 straight years. The reason is not clear. I just think become delivery man in a game is something soft and it will be repetitive. Turns out, I was right. This game is so repetitive. Even the dialogue of every NPC in each facilities or paper are same every time I deliver order to them. But things that I never expect about this game pop out each time I gone further to the west. Each time I feel my connection with Death Stranding was stronger and stronger, along with the development of the character and the story. And after avoiding this game for 3 years, I found guilt inside my heart. I asked myself this: how come you avoid game like this? How stupid are you? But after all, I felt lucky because I become one of them who can reach H-Knot City to uncover the secret of Death Stranding. And in this video, I want to share you my thoughts about this game. Death Stranding, set in near future of America. Post-apocalyptic world destroyed by Death Stranding, a mysterious phenomenon that weirdly happened several years before the event of the game. This phenomenon can trigger an atom bomb level explosion, able to destroy a city and make it a crater full of death. It's so weird to talk about Death Stranding. I take it as a wonderful mix between science and myth. It's also applied religion belief on the idea about afterlife and what happened in between. After Death Stranding, people who died not going straight to the world of the dead. They were trapped between the world of the dead and the world of the living. People who were trapped called BTs or bitch things. Bitch is a name people gave to place that belongs in between death and life. And this PT can drag people in the world of the living to their world, joining them in the beach. And when that occurs, bang! Explosion that can destroy everything in the range. That is the greatest effect that Death Stranding can cause. Along with that, several phenomena the world haven't seen before also became a common natural phenomenon, like timefall, a dangerous rain that can fasten time to things it touch. Even young people can directly become old if exposed by this rain. And then there are chiral crystal, also become one additional matter in chemistry chart. This chiral crystal is a common thing in the other side, brought to the world of the living via timefall or BTs. As a side effect of apocalyptic event, chiral crystal proved become so useful for human to build structure like bridge, roads, safe house, and several other structure. And also this is a key in the story to reconnect America. Using technology called chiral network, people that are survived trying to hold hands together again via this spiritual network like internet. A wonderful idea, original and brilliant, I should say.
But these terminals are still isolated. We need you to bring them online. And for that, you'll need a qubit. This contains all the necessary security and operations protocols to integrate a terminal into the chiral web. Take the qubit west, Sam, and reconnect the people of our great nation. And when you get to Edgenot City, find Emily and bring her home.
That phenomenon make the world in the game fall apart. No more cities. People are afraid to go out because it's an absolute death once they're exposed by timefall without any protections. If you are used to play game like GTA or Cyberpunk, this game is a lot more quiet. Nobody can be seen in the open world. No other NPC but your hero, Sam. There are some NPC Porter but not so many of them. Even the other NPC only show themselves as hologram in their bunker. Yes, everyone who survived this apocalypse living under the bunker. Nature had taken the earth. Abandoned city become desert, or forest, or worse, taken by BTs or terrorists or mules. Separatist groups that's trying to take advance from the Death Stranding by doing bad things. Death Stranding perfectly built the world as a picture of Hideo Kojima wild idea. As a player, you would feel empty, lonely in this massive world, nobody to meet, and if there's something that you can meet, they want to kill you. Talking about killing is forbidden in this world, and that's become a dilemma when it's come to player to face human enemies. Some great reviewers from the land of YouTube says that the gameplay of Death Stranding is not for everyone. I agree with that. You will play as Sam Porter Bridges. At least that's the name that you introduce with at the beginning of the game. He's a porter. Porter is a very critical job in Death Stranding world. Being scattered after the Death Stranding started, people that survive live in cities far apart, deep beneath the earth, divided by timefall, BTs, and deadly terrain. So they need a traditional way to communicate and exchange resources through a porter. So that's it all what you do, taking order, deliver it from city to city. What can I say? It's so repetitive. In the first 2 episodes, I tell myself I should quit this game. It's not only the basic gameplay that is so repetitive, but the dialogue with the NPCs when you deliver the order also repetitive. Always exact the same dialogue said every time I delivered order. Same exact cutscene and cutscene. So many cutscene. In the private room where Sam taking rest, you want to take a bath, cutscene. You want to drink, cutscene. You wearing glasses, cutscene. You want to go out from the private room, cutscene. I try to look if there's a feature to turn off the cutscene, but then I find myself enjoying. I enjoy every cutscene after. Though repetitive, sometimes the cutscene is really satisfying to watch. Except the part when Sam taking bath, of course, yeah. I always skip it. My personal favorite is when Sam go out from the private room, ready, taking the order. The repetitiveness of the gameplay have a brilliant counter, in my opinion, yeah. A counter that make me addicted to the game. It's the diverse kind of the order, so many kind of it. This kind of order that make me think, had me become creative to manage my cargo. Depending on how many cargo that I will bring to deliver, I have to look deeper. What tools that I will bring? Is it ladder, climbing anchor? To decide that, I have to take a look to the map. What kind of terrain that I will pass? Is it river or mountain area? How unfriendly terrain I should pass through? How many ladder I should bring? And I also have to see the cargo weight, so my ladder not only will become additional burden for me along the journey. That is what I face at the first part of the game, the part that I want to quit this game so badly. So many to cover, so many to plan only for a delivery. But the delivery thing will slowly become more efficient further you go through the story. There will be so many more options for you to face your real enemy in this game, the terrain. You will be able to build bridges to help you crossing river. You will get to build roads to make your journey more efficient, and you'll get transportation vehicle. I remember the first time I get ability to build generator to recharge a river strike in the second episode, I think. That was an absolute joy. With capital words, yeah, so satisfying. I believe I spent more than 10 hours in episode 2 only to deliver cargo using river strike. It was so convenient finding yourself can deliver order with that speed after you spend more time thinking about terrain only to deliver an order. I love how Kojima gives background story to everything related to the gameplay. In an open world like this, things like fast travel is a must, yeah. The world of Death Stranding is so huge. Unlike in Assassin's Creed or Horizon series where you can fast travel after you activating fast travel point in certain area, Death Stranding have huge different approach about fast travel. Hideo Kojima adding background story to the fast travel, and it makes sense to the basic idea of the story. In this game, you will need help from Fragile, one of the character in the story, to do the fast travel. She have ability to jump from a place to another in a blink. That's how you fast travel.
Here I am.
You can use the beach?
I have a beach. You've got yours. I've got mine. I use it to jump across space.
After you connect one facility to several network, you will get permission to rest in your private room. And only via this private room you can fast travel. Not only that, even the respawn of the main character after you dead because of BT or killed by terrorists also have a logical explanation, have a background story. This is what I love about Death Stranding. Giving a lovely little touch even in a little simple detail. The other thing that make me fall in love this much to the world of Death Stranding is the consequences of everything you do. There's a lot of aspect in this game that will make you have to face the consequences, and that's not a light one. Like if you messed up your cargo, you'll get less like from the NPCs. Yeah, likes is somewhat important in Death Stranding. Yeah, it will make you faster to increase connection level with facilities or prepper. The one that I really love is the idea of things that you will face when you're facing enemies. It becomes some sort of dilemma, yeah, like I said. At least that happened to me at the first time I make myself brave enough to break through a mule camp with my first weapon in hand. You can kill people, right? So you have to be creative when you're fighting against them. It will be more easy to against them when you go through the story, because you will get non-lethal weapon that can harm mule or terrorists without killing them. But when you forget to bring those weapons, well, you need to melee them. You need to be creative. There's one memorable moment that really messed me up, yeah. I already in the central region where I don't know yet the location of incinerator. And then suddenly I ran over an NPC sporter. He was not died at the first time, but I hit him again. Accidentally, of course, yeah. That is the only kill I ever done in my entire Death Stranding playthrough. Not mule, not terrorist, but my own porter friend. So I must face the consequences. I have to cremate his body. I have no choice because the body could be necrotized and could be a game over. So I make my journey in the road full of BTs to cremate the body. The mechanic against BT even more interesting. Common bullet will not harm them. The only way to kill them is using hermetic rounds or grenade. A modified weapon modified with Sam's blood. There's also grenade, rocket launcher and handgun, yeah. BTs is afraid of Sam's blood. That's why they're using the Sam's blood to fight against BT. But here's where things interesting, yeah. Because the bullet needs Sam blood, the weapon needs Sam blood, it will decrease Sam's HP in the process. If you using too much of his blood to shoot BT, Sam's will lose so many blood and Sam will have anemia, and when your blood is empty, you know you're dead. You will lose your consciousness and yeah, you'll dead. This is a brilliant idea to the mechanic on how to beat BTs. You have to sacrifice something to get a greater things. Nothing is perfect, even Death Stranding. I found some things in the game that not really become my favorite. Two of my most complaint is in driving mechanic and fighting mechanic. I think Kojima Productions should fix this in the sequel. First is driving mechanic. Transportation vehicle is so important as part of the delivering mechanic in the job. But it's felt so clunky using reverse strike when I passing through a heavy terrain. The movement felt so odd. I understand if the movement of the vehicle following the terrain, but it's just look a bit jaggy and not smooth at all. And when I use truck, oh god, this vehicle is so slow. Even when there are no cargo on the truck, the speed is too slow in my opinion. And when the cargo is full, it's a hell. That's why I rarely using truck for delivery. I only using truck if only the cargo weight I deliver is more than 500 kilograms. And the second one is fighting mechanic. I don't know why. Death Stranding and Horizon Forbidden West using the same engine, right? Decima engine, but the fighting mechanic in Horizon series, yeah, including Zero Dawn, were far smoother. Alloy movement is flawless when fighting machine. But in Death Stranding, it's so hard to make Sam move faster. The contact with enemies is sometimes clunky, the shooting mechanic felt outdated, and the equipment wheel, oh my god, it's not responsive at all. When I was surrounded by mules or BTs and I need to change weapon fast, sometimes it won't showing. Even after I can draw a weapon, it's late again when I press L2 to aim them. Even sometimes Sam doesn't aim at all and I need to release my finger from it and press it again to make it work. This is even more annoying when I face Clifford Unger army in the Nightmare boss fight. I really hope they improve this mechanic in the sequel. Some says that fighting mechanic is not the main gameplay in the game, but still, the fighting mechanic of Death Stranding is too bad to be in the AAA game. I have to say that sound is one of the strongest aspects of Death Stranding. The game successfully creating a lot of ambient sound that match the condition of the player. And also the soundtrack choose in every moment of the game is brilliant. At the first game, when Sam first time leaving the cave where he met Fragile, you can hear that song called Don't Be So Serious from Low Roar. That gave me a calming feeling and some other feeling that I cannot explain when it's starting to play, and then the camera moving away from Sam. Joyful moment after intense and intimidating moment in the cave. Not only that, several well-placed soundtrack also play in the background when you reach a new facility that give me a chilling moment after a long walk. The design of how the game deliver it is amazing. It feels like the game understand what to give you after a long journey. That is somehow feel rewarding. It's like the game congratulates you after all you have to do only to make one delivery. That's the soundtrack. There are also a lot more memorable background sound, like when the time falls stop falling. The game will give you warm feel sound, or when you face a BT and muse, you will get a fast, well-placed beat song to create tense vibe. Story. I kind of fool when talking about Death Stranding story, because the game deceived me twice or maybe 3 times because the complexity and depth of the story. The story is so well written by a passionate game developer who's not only seeking for money The story that I never told before, a strong bond between story and player that I never experienced in any other game in this universe. It is right if the story is slow burn. The first two episodes feels like the pace of the story is so slow. Even more felt the drag because there are not many support for you to help you doing delivery. You can only use River Strike as transportation to make your delivery more efficient and not many options to fight BT also. I spent so many times in this part trying to understand the mechanic of the game. Or maybe Kojima intentionally dragging the story at the early part of the game to give a chance to players to understand the mechanic of the gameplay. Maybe, who knows? But as soon after you fight your first BT boss in Porknot City, the story starting to get interesting. The development of each character shown with right pace, part by part explained with wonderful method. Great scene can be found everywhere. I really like it when the first time I found out that Fragile was actually a hero of the story. The scene where she forced to walk through the timefall was nothing but perfect, growing a sympathy inside me for Fragile and in the other hand hateful toward Higgs. Higgs was also a great character as an enemy, a mysterious personality at first, but I found him a little bit narcissist in the development, hunger over power, and have a crazy vision about how world should be. Almost all character in this game is stealing the show. I have to admit that the way the game developing each character is so neat, laid out in a great order and well placed in the storyline, creating a wonderful kind of way to tell a story. Like for example, when I reached the part of the story where I met Mama, how her unique circumstances successfully make another sympathy feeling for her. How his bond with her BT child also make me wanna cry, yeah, when the game tell the story about her. And then the ending of her arc was out of this world.
If we're going to reconnect the world, I need to reconnect with my sister first. So please, Sam. Do it. Alright, Sam. Take me home to Lockman.
What makes me even more attached to the story is the development of Sam, Deadman, and BB relationship. It's like you seeing a piece of an old photo on an album. For a while, it's just an old photo, but the longer you see it, the longer you follow your mind and remembering each moment on the photo. Things are slightly changed. You'll find meaning of it when you remember. That is what I felt about the relationship between these three characters. BB is just a tool at the first part of the game. Sam is don't care about anything. And Deadman is basically dead. But further to the story, they starting to care about BB. Even Sam give it name, Lou. A name that's supposed to give to his baby that cannot survive the cruel world, and that feeling doesn't goes one way. In the other side, BB also start to care to Sam. It's even protecting Sam from Higgs attacks.
Go!
All that for repatriate.
What a waste.
Hurtman is another unique character. Meeting a new character is always interesting in this game. As far as my gaming experience, I never met a story where I really excited about if I knew I was going to meet a new character. Kojima giving each character a strong background story to make players sympathy towards them. Like Hurtman's here, he died every 21 minutes. And because of his odd habit, he can explore the beach to find his family and make research about the beach. Even when I don't actually find myself have a deep connection with Hurtman, as deep as I felt with Fragile or Mama, I still get very satisfied when he revealed the history of Death Stranding, but how Death Stranding is already been there in the world since the beginning of time and has already created 5 mass extinction.
And if you examine the Earth's strata, its history, if you will, you'll find corallium deposits that can be dated to each. What if the manifestation of beaches and other associated phenomena correspond to extinction-level events?
You mean?
Yes. Our Death Stranding could just be the latest of many.
I also want to mention Clifford's anger. His mysteriousness successfully deceived me. Here's what I meant. We only see him as a flashback memory in each time Sam make connection with BB, right? At first, I thought that his character was only side character for the subplot of the game. But when I have a chance to face him, my thought about him changed. He has a great purpose. And then the story made me believe that he was the real bad guy after Higgs was defeated. But then, this even made my heart break when I knew who he actually was. His connection with Sam feels so deep even when they never met before, or at least the game never showed us that they ever met before. Turns out the flashback that constantly pop out about him is a very great method to deliver his story, to build the feelings that players should felt about him at the final arc of Clifford Unger. Die Hardman is the least character that impressed me. Maybe because his face was covered by mask almost in the entire part of the game. And also that couple in Central Region, yeah, the junk dealer and viral artist daughter. I don't really like that subplot, yeah. That's the only side plot that actually have cutscene, I believe. But I don't really like it. Maybe it will be better if they cut this from the story, because it's really meh for me. I'm sorry to say, but the acting is weird. It looked like she tried to read the script with a bad English pronunciation, but it's already there, right? So that's one of an important part of Death Stranding.
Take me with you. Please. I have to see him again. I made this for him, you know. When the terrorists attacked, my mother and I barely escaped with our lives. I tried to find him afterwards. I did. I just didn't know where to look. But that's not why I stopped. My mother never liked him. She made that pretty clear.
I really hope that they add more side story with cutscene in the Death Stranding 2, but I hope it would be a better plot. And of course, there's Emily, a 3-personality enemy. The real enemy of the game turns out the one who asking to be saved at the first part of the game. Actually, it's so predicted, yeah. The way she explaining the mission give a slight clue that she was the big trouble of the story. But what is unthinkable was the way her character being presented as Bridget, as Emily, and as the extinction entity herself. I was not ready for that when I knew the story about her. Yeah, what a mind-blowing character. Perfectly written as the bad entity that want to wipe out humanity, but also an entity with compassion and forgiveness. Though I don't really understand why only with a hug Sam successfully changed her mind, but yeah, her character is one solid character. Death Stranding is a game created with passion. The graphic is marvelous, one of the best out there I can find in its time. The gameplay is addictive, though so repetitive, but Hideo Kojima find a way to make player keep playing by serving them with well-written story and upgrade on the delivery methods. A rewarding moment in every effort player did is also one important thing to keep them till the final arc of the story. I feel different when playing this game comparing when I play the other open world game. I feel what Sam feel. I really felt lonely to explore the world when BB taken for me. I feel it when Sam tired delivering order here and there. That is the kind of immersive that I want to feel every time I play a game. The soundtrack and background is well placed, creating ambient and vibe, perfectly matching with every condition in the game. I love some of the soundtrack. My personal favorite is Don't Be So Serious by Low Roar that now become one of my must play song every time I drive my car. And when it's come to share my opinion about the story, I never seen a story this complex in a game. Turns out you don't need to have so many endings to make a story become memorable. A simple, well-written, complex story with a logical twist and amazing storytelling method is more than enough. I won't give score range to give value to Death Stranding because this game is too valuable. A 10 or 100 will never enough to me. Because Death Stranding has given me a new in-game experience like never before. I never feel this close to the characters. I never felt this engaged to a story. So yeah, I will not give score for a review. But I will say this to all gamer, especially gamer who like to play open world game. Death Stranding is a game that you must play. Hear me. Must play. You don't have to finish it. I will make myself clear about this statement. So, Death Stranding is that one game that you must play before you die.